By which now, if we turn to preaching to celebrities, we turn the congregation into coveting celebrityism.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I want me a Bentley too. Oh, I want me a jet too. Because we have our own sense of what we like. I like Bishop J. So, I'm going to see Joyce Myers.
Yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with seeing Joyce Myers, but Joyce Myers is not a celebrity.
Amen.
She's just a preacher.
Yes.
Anybody hear what I'm saying?
That's right.
So Paul was responding to a letter that was written to him. Look at chapter 1 and look at verse 11. Let me just build this text for a minute. He was responding to a question that they had because there were 4 particular sections of the church. Now the church was in a place that was in Greek, but it was in Europe. Somebody say Europe.
Europe.
And then they had 4 different sections. He said, for it has been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you.
Yeah.
Verse 12. He said, now this I say, that every one of you say, I am of Paul. I am of Apollos. And I'm Cephas. And I'm Christ. So the church was split into 4 different sections.
Yes, sir.
Somebody say 4 sections.
4 sections.
Now they loved Paul because Paul was not just an orator, but Paul was somebody that was deeply involved in theology. He understood Greek. He understood the Roman culture. He understood the times that he was living in. He was a Pharisee. He understood the law from the back of his hand. And he also understood the Greek culture. So when Paul spoke, they was like, if Paul don't preach it, nobody else can.
Yes, sir.
So there was a section that celebrated Paul.
Yes, sir.
Then there was a section that celebrated Apollos. And most of you might not know Apollos was black.
Yes, sir.
I said, Apollos, look it up. You'll see that he was a Jew from Alexandria, which was in a place called, not Africa, because they used to call Africa before Ethiopia.
Yes, sir.
And the root word was brown or burnt face. So anybody that had a burnt face was black. So here was this black preacher.
Yes, sir. Teach, Bishop.
I said, here was this black preacher preaching up a storm. Look at me in Acts chapter 18 and verse 24. He was, black folk, we're real exciting. We get all fired up. He was a fervent preacher. Look at, and a certain Jew named Apollos, born in Alexandria, an eloquent man.
Yeah.
And mighty in scripture, came to Ephesus. Look at verse 25. And this man was instructed in the way of the Lord. And he began to fervently preach. Hooping. I bet he was hooping down there. Hey! Hey! And the Lord said, and those folk, listen, they were going crazy because why? They were being entertained. They were used to going to the theater, so they thought this guy was an overnight sensation. So they were going crazy. They were howling and going crazy. Did you hear Apollos?
Yes, sir.
He spoke fervent in spirit, and he spake and taught diligently the things of the Lord, knowing only the baptism of John. But later on, he met a few people, Achilles and them. They brought him to a place where he got the whole message. So you had a fourth of the church with Paul, a fourth of the church with Apollos. Look at the next one. Go back to Cephas. Go back to 1:12. Cephas was Peter.
Yeah.
And Peter was wrapped up in tradition. He spoke to Joe. They had a section just the only one. I want to hear Paul. I want to hear Apollos. I want to hear Peter. That's like if I'm not here. Who's preaching Carla? Oh, shucks. Who's preaching Joanne? Oh, shucks. I want to hear the bishop. You know how we are. We got our favorites. You hear Bishop said they ain't preaching. He's sending Bishop Jackson. Everybody come because that's a popular celebrity. Listen, whether they're recognized or not, as long as they're preaching Christ. It shouldn't matter who I leave here, because if I leave somebody here, it must mean I entrusted them to do the job, and they've demonstrated to me that they're loyal enough to take the banner and run with it. Somebody give them a hand right now. Now the fourth class were the most dangerous. These are the ones that are the ones you got to really watch out for. Reader, they said, I don't want to hear Paul. And I ain't too sold out on Apollos, and I ain't down with Cephas. I'm just down with Christ. Hold up now. So what they're saying is, guess what? I go to church when I feel like it. You can't tell me what to do.